what the basic, the most obvious is. In Illinois, we're facing some of the highest tax rates in the nation. And not just in the nation, but dare I say in the nation's history. Done under the guise of night, and I've seen this before. I've seen it in North Carolina. I've seen it in other states. When you pass unpopular tax rates, what do? You have one vote at 11:48. You have another vote at 12:15. 2 separate days. Most of the state is asleep. They wake up. There's a smiling governor who won by 12,000 votes, breaking campaign promises before he has the seat warm with his newly elected seat. What do we have in Illinois? What do we have in Wisconsin? What do we have in North Carolina? We have governors that don't have the political will, except in Wisconsin now. When you look at North Carolina, you look at Illinois, you have people that have the political will to continue the status quo and then tell you that you're dysfunctional, even as we face billions of dollars in deficits. Now what's going to happen with the tax rates the way they are if they stay in place? We know. Caterpillar has already told us they're going to go. Now the question I asked the Tea Party Patriots down in Chicago last night was this. Those 20-some-odd jobs, 20-some-odd thousand jobs that are leaving Peoria, should this go down? Are those Democratic jobs or Republican jobs? What about, all the people that say that all the Tea Party Patriots are a bunch of racists? Are those all white jobs? Are they black jobs? Or are they Asian jobs? Asian American jobs? What kind of jobs are leaving with Calico? No one's going to check registration cards when Caterpillar gets up and leaves. No one cares about registration when you see the billboard saying, are you Illinois? Come to Indiana. No one cares when Chris Christie gets on the radio throughout the Chicagoland and says, if you don't want to pay the outrageous tax hikes in Illinois, come to New Jersey. That's the first thing that we're facing, tax rates. And of course we know about, we have to cut the tax rates. We have to make sure it's a better environment for people to want to live here, people to want to work here, and grow a life here. But the American dream is more than just that. We're not just asking for tax cuts. We're not just asking for better tax rates. Our movement has to be more than that. Number one, it has to be an ideology that gets us back to efficiency in government. We can lower the tax rates, and if the money is still going to bureaucrats, if the money is still going to the machine, and the status quo stays in place, and the political structures lock you out, and lock you out, and if you don't have the right last name, and you don't have the right ethnicity or religion, guess what? You can't play in the reindeer games of politics. That has to end. And guess what? When they lock us out, guess what ends up happening? Political efficiency goes down. What we spend our money on goes down. The results we get from our schools go down. The results we get from businesses, being good corporate citizens, goes down. No longer do we have communities where it's symbiotic. We pay a reasonable tax rate, we invest in the communities, and we give back and forth and we build the American dream together, where we continue to build prosperity and move forward. Instead, it's almost like a parasite. Somebody comes into your community, they usurp all the resources, and then they go away. Who can give me the lower rate? Who can give me more for less? Isn't that what we're facing now in America? That change that we need to flip that paradigm right now doesn't come from politics, it comes from leadership. And once again, what I told you about before with them, they're praying for the leaders that are in this room. You don't need a title to lead America back to where it needs to be. So I thank you for being here today. But it's more than just efficiency that we need. We talked about cuts. We talked about we have to look at this tax rate in Illinois. We have to look at the tax rate that they're talking about nationally. We have to look at Obamacare and what that's going to mean if it's fully implemented. We could talk about cutting that. And we could talk about better efficiency. But we have to take it one step further. When I talk about the totality of the Tea Party movement, I talk about how we have to take this message to the masses and show how inclusively and holistically it is better to bring about the American dream. One of the things that I have studied and done over the last several months is looked at some reports coming from the Illinois Board of Education. And what they're saying is that for us to compete globally over the next 15 years, We have to raise the number of college-educated workers from 40% in Illinois to 60%. That's a 20% increase in 15 years. At the same time when we owe billions of dollars, the state owes millions upon millions of dollars to state colleges and universities. And if you look at the schools such as CPS and other school districts, our kids are failing out at a horrible rate as we owe teacher unions more and more, as they're asking for more bureaucracy, and as they're covering up more scandals left, right, and every place else. How do we get ahead? One of the things that I searched for that answer, in a place that I searched for, was at Harlan High School yesterday, during Career Day, with some of the most challenged students in the Chicago public school system. And you know what they wanted? I said, you know what, if you had an opportunity to help me write my speech on April 15th, or if you had an opportunity to say one thing with me on CNN when I'm going to be on Saturday, or one thing when I'm on my Fox 50 a week from Sunday, what would you want to say? What would you want? Do you think they said they wanted more gym balls? Do you think they wanted more nets on basketball hoops? Do you think they wanted better playgrounds? What do you think they said more than anything else? We want jobs. We want jobs. No one tells you that a 15-year-old understands the Tea Party message. If we work, we have a better life. If we pay more taxes and more of us pay taxes, more of us can pay a lower tax rate. And we can still have efficiency through government. They get the message. They understand the same exact thing that you understand. That if you have high taxes and low efficiency and a closed government, the American dream dies. And too many Americans died prematurely as a result of it as well. So when I tell you that the totality of the Tea Party movement is more than just taxed enough already, I tell you that we're in a life-saving business. And not just a life-saving business, but we're also in a country-saving business. We have the unique opportunity to enact the spirit of 1776 each and every day. We have the ability to show how to supersede racism, how to supersede the division that we've been bought and sold by both political parties for decades. We have an opportunity to show why America is great. No one, like they said earlier, wishes for the Chinese dream. No one wishes for the Iranian dream. They just had freedom over in Egypt, but nobody's running over there to live there, is there? No. Where are people risking their lives to come here for? They're coming here for the American dream. And that dream is not high taxation. That dream is not bad schools. That dream is not building up bureaucracy. That dream is about making sure we have a hand in government. We have an opportunity to tell our politicians, become leaders or become an afterthought. Get out of our way. That's the importance of April 15th. That's the importance of going to Springfield. Ironically enough, where President Obama announced his presidential campaign in 2007, gave us a bill of goods that we are on the hook for if we don't change things soon. The same place where Governor Pat Quinn, the winner of the last election in November 2010 by about 12,000 votes, just increased taxes upwards of 75% depending on if you're a business or an individual. Where we're dealing with population flooding out of Illinois before that was signed into place. We're going to be talking about that April 18th in Chicago, in a place where the mayor-elect was appointed by the president, blessed by the way, Supreme Court judges that all of you all, and all of us, paid for to tell us you can't be on the ballot, you can't be on the ballot, you can't be on the ballot. But those same judges also keep the streets looking the way they do. Those same bureaucrats also keep the school systems looking the way they do. And guess what they're doing in the meanwhile? They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in salaries while you're paying more taxes and getting less. While they're not preparing the workforce to complete globally. While they're not making the environment better to keep businesses in Illinois and attract new businesses. while they're not preparing Generation X and Generation Y for the future, while they continue to promise the baby boomers, oh, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry about that. We got a plan. But you just have to trust us at quarter to midnight to vote on it. This is an open government, but you can't see it. Wasn't that the same with Obamacare? Same exact plan. I'll put it on C-SPAN. Which C-SPAN? C-SPAN 5. C-SPAN 5 doesn't exist, Mr. President. Oh, well, we'll play a rerun eventually. At some point in time, America's conscience has to speak. And guess whose America's conscience is? It's you all. It's the warriors. It's the people that are out there speaking. The folks that were supposed to go away after 2008, like the Whig Party. Those conservatives, those crazy conservatives, they had their last hurrah. They're old, they're white, they don't care, they're going away now that President Obama's in place, and we're going to wipe them off the face of the political map. Oh, well, they'll stick around. They'll complain up until April 2009 because of the first black president, and they won't care about any type of issue. They'll go away. Oh, you know what? They'll do one more Tea Party hurrah in April, and after that, they won't even vote. Now what? The numbers are growing. And the numbers are growing not because of racism, not because of, Fox News, not because of Sarah Palin or Glenn Beck. The numbers are growing because the conscience of America is alive and well. You all are here. You all are recruiting. You all are engaged. You all are educated. And it's your time now. It is your time to move forward. It is your time to continue the momentum. But my challenge tonight, before I let you go and I take questions, is this. Do not just make this a fiscal matter. America wasn't great because America was rich. America did not become a military power just because we had a lot of money. America did not defeat Germany in World War II just because we had a military. Germany had a very powerful military. And we did not defeat the Soviet Union because we had more weaponry. Because the Soviet Union actually had more weaponry. We defeated our foes throughout the world and brought about good throughout the world as a city on a hill because we took the totality of the American dream and we made it a reality for every aspect of America. And when we were wrong, when we saw that we were missing the point, what did we do? We worked on ourselves. We looked in the mirror and we made tough changes. Whether it was with civil rights, whether it was with World War. And the time, fellow Americans, to do that right now as well. It is time for us to look at our fiscal house. But it is also time to look at how we spend money. How can we be more efficient? How can we optimize American talent? And how can we get rid of all the obstacles in our way? I tell you that the politicians are not brave enough to do that. But the Tea Party Patriots, from the folks in Atlanta to the folks here in Gurnee, are brave enough to do that. I see it in your eyes, I see it in your activism. I see it in your research, and I see it in your persistence. There's no movement in America that has had the perseverance that you have had over the last 50 years, and dare I say the last 100 years when it comes to politics. And there's a reason for that. Because there's a blessing upon the Tea Party movement. As long as we stay right, as long as we stay focused, and we understand the task at hand, we have the opportunity and the ability to take back America, but not just from a fiscal standpoint, from a totalitarian standpoint. Totalitarian, not totalitarian. I want to see if you're paying attention. All inclusive. We're going to leave the Tea Party alone, right? If we look at everything before us, usually you don't have an opportunity to take it all on and turn it all around. Usually it takes energy, it takes desire, and you gotta care. You all care. You care enough to talk about the numbers, you care enough to make tough choices, and you care enough to take the criticism. Keep it going. They're gonna call you racist, they're gonna call you evil. The political machine's going to come after you. The media machine's already been after you.